Salutations to viewers, this is George from Ireland. In this video I'm going to talk about how the United Kingdom Independence Party is going to dissolve quite soon. Well, it was founded way back in 1991 as the Anti-Federalist League, pretty soon changed its name to the UK Independence Party, and it's made its dream come true. Whatever you think of Brexit or not, one has to hand it to Farage. He was indefatigable. He, more than anyone else, made this happen. And a quarter of a century ago, it seemed impossible. Almost no MPs out of 650, almost none of them wanted to leave the European Union. But UKIP has achieved a political earthquake, and it's been by extra parliamentary pressure, as in they only ever had 2 MPs. So we know that Brexit's going to take place March 2019. But when that happens, ironically, that may be the death knell of UKIP. It's got members of the European Parliament. It's going to lose all of those, lose their salaries and that publicity, some of their salaries they donate to the party, lose some of the money they get from the EU to run their party. It's got a few people in the Welsh Assembly. It's got 2 people in the London Assembly, nobody in the Scottish Parliament, nobody in the Northern Ireland Assembly, though it used to several years ago. In Thurrock, its few councillors defected. It did have quite a few local councillors. It's lost most of those. It's obviously got nobody in the House of Commons. It's got a couple of peers. It's had 4 leaders in 18 months, so the party's in a flat spin. Henry Bolton, he wasn't elected to any public office. He was elected leader of UKIP, and he left his wife. He took up with this woman 30 years younger than himself. Doesn't reflect any discredit on him in my book. But the point is, his new girlfriend, she tweeted something insulting about Meghan Markle. It's been claimed that this is racist. I wasn't convinced myself that it was racist. There are reasons to excoriate her. I've actually got no beef with Meghan Markle, but one could very much dislike her for that when that's not for racist reasons. But anyway, this woman's been accused of racial animus. That's not Henry Bolton's fault. You know, men do not control their girlfriends and they can't censor them. This woman can say what she wants. Obviously, says something really outrageous. He should leave her. Anyway, even the former leader, Nigel Farage, wonders aloud about the purpose of the party. Why should it exist? Now it's accomplished its mission statement. It seems to have no purpose left. Brexit is a done deal, and Theresa May reaffirmed that yet again. No second referendum, despite Farage stupidly saying that there ought to be one, despite changing his tune after years when he's saying this ain't the best of 3. Well, UKIP is in long-term trouble. You see how its vote has dipped dramatically, having almost 13% of the vote in, when was it, 2015, down to about 3% last time. And the Liberal Democrats, well, got a few more seats, up to 12, up from 8. Their share of the votes down. Lib Dems can't go any further down. There's not much crossover between the Lib Dems and UKIP. For starters, the Lib Dems are European foam-flecked fanatics. They're Europhiles to the backbone. But they're going to have to adjust to the new dispensation. But they're, to some extent, a party of protest. When people didn't want any of the above, Labour or Conservatives, they voted Lib Dem. Lib Dem had very little chance of serving in government. When the Lib Dems did get into government, that made them lose more than half their share of the vote. Labour's appealing to the left-behind voters under Corbyn, so that's going to hoover up a lot of UKIP support, particularly in economically depressed Northern English towns. And so the Conservatives are doing reasonably well. So there doesn't seem to be anywhere for UKIP to go. I suppose that UKIP's also galvanised some people who hadn't voted for quite some time, particularly some blue-collar workers or lower-income people, less educated people who felt that the mainstream Westminster parties had neglected them for 2 decades. So it seems to me that the UKIP is going to fold, and it's hemorrhaged members. It's got far less money. It gets far less publicity than it used to. The media coverage it gets is almost entirely negative. Internecine warfare. People are squabbling over nothing. Who was it? Is it Jose Luis Borges said 2 bald men fighting over a comb? Leader of UKIP, why would one want it? It's a poison chalice. Nothing's going to happen. Anne-Marie Waters may have another crack at the whip. Seems to be an anti-Muslim demagogue. But, you know, that may well be the last nail in the coffin. So, why would one vote UKIP? The main aim has been achieved. There are other reasons. They're a right-wing libertarian party, as they say themselves. But they ought to be neither left nor right. As I met Farage several times, and one time he said, we want to raise the threshold for paying income tax, is that left wing or is that right wing? You tell me, because it's going to advantage the lowest paid most. So because it should appeal to Eurosceptics across the board, it should be neither left nor right. But anyway, the United Kingdom is leaving the EU. Trouble is, this leaving the European Union may be departure in name only, and staying part of the single market, at least for a transitional period, might mean that Brexit has not been truly accomplished. So UKIP can harp on about that. But I think its generational moment has come and gone, and people have got bored of the whole idea. So that's that. So I suppose the party will wind up in about 2 years' time, because there'll be no money, no media interest, no elected representatives pretty soon. There might be a few real headbangers who somehow keep the party going. It's worth remembering the Liberal Party still exists as a separate party. The Liberals and the SDP merged in 1988. A few of the Liberals didn't accept that and they're still going, but almost nobody's ever heard of them. So that's it. Farewell UKIP to this party, which only ever got one person elected at a general election, yet still had a seismic effect on the British electoral scene.